Welcome along, guys. I'm on another new bike. Massive thanks to KTM for lending me the new Super Duke car. I can't believe it. I need to pinch myself. So I've had the Tuono, I've had the RSV4, this is the KTM Super Duke. I went to pick this up Thursday, had a tour of the KTM headquarters and Husqvarna headquarters as well, which was a fantastic experience for low-life scum like me. I loved it. But they've got a great facility there, and they've very kindly lent me a Super Duke car for 2 weeks, so I can bring you the absolute lowdown on this motorcycle. Everyone knows about the Super Duke car. It's an absolute legend in the motorcycling world. A 1300cc engine in a lightweight trellis frame, set up for perfect handling, excellent power to weight, well, excellent power to weight, incredible power to weight. This thing is 175 brake horsepower, 125 newton meters of torque, or something ridiculous like that. This thing pulls like an absolute train from 2000 revs. And the biggest thing which springs to mind so far is that speedo must be broken, it must be inaccurate. There's no way it could possibly be reaching the speeds that thing's telling me I'm reaching in the speed I'm reaching them. It is absolutely effortless to get that into 3 digits. For this year, KTM have made some significant changes to this. They've refined the engine. It's all Euro 4 compliant. They've given it a bit more, another 4 brake horsepower, a little bit more torque. They've revised it, made it smoother. They've made changes to the gearbox. The old Super Duke had a tiny little bit of an agricultural feel to it, but this, they've really upped the ante. The gearbox is silky smooth, even with the quick shifter. It's like you've been fired from a catapult when you open that throttle. This even has self-cancelling indicators, tyre readouts, tyre pressure readouts. It's got a lot of nice little extras, this thing. What's this guy doing? Get out of the way, mate. You're not even looking where you reversing. Bloody loon. This is actually illuminated at night. We'll see how good that works out, but it's got illuminated switchgear, which I've never heard of before on a bike. So they are pushing the boundaries with this thing. It just goes, it handles, it's gorgeous. So I've just been in and had a little play with the modes, look at the electronics, how they work. I've had a play, I've turned off the anti-wheelie just to see what it's like. As you know, I am partial to a bit of a wheelie. Plenty of power. Anti-wheelies off, chops. Take it easy. There's so much power everywhere in the rev range. It makes it effortless to ride because you don't really have to knock it down. That's the thing with having something as torquey as this. You don't have to knock it down to overtake, you just open the throttle. It's a real nice lazy way of riding. Instant grunt. I like it! Braking, it's got the M50 calipers and 330mm discs. Exactly the same as what the Tuono has, but it seems to be it's lacking a little bit of feel. They feel a little bit wooden in comparison with the Tuono brakes. Now I'm not sure, it feels like it's had new pads and maybe they need bedding in. It may improve over time, but at the moment then they don't feel quite as nice from a feel perspective. Oh, it's the little things. Low speed manners are just impeccable. Absolutely impeccable. 2000 revs. No vibes. The mapping is absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. This has got the standard exhaust. It gives it there's a slight hesitation when you open it up. Very slight, but I think that you can get an approved Aquapovic slip-on that comes with this, and the other one I test rode had the Aquapovic slip-on, and I didn't notice that hesitation. So I think it's worthwhile getting the slip-on exhaust because it removes that very slight Euro 4 hesitation that they seem to have. Let's give it a handful up here. Oh yeah, I could see myself on one of these. Whoa! You can see why they call this thing the Beast. You really can. You give it a handful. I've looked down and I can't believe the speed I've reached on roads where you just can't go that fast on normally. That can't be right. They can't be doing 80 miles an hour already. But that's not possible. Are you right? You can't be right. KTM have gone bonkers with the styling. I love it. I love the look of this bike. I love the whole idea, the whole ethos. The whole ethos behind this bike. Just pure mental. It looks mental. It goes mental. It simply is mental. There's a few vibes as you open it right up, but there's nothing to cause you any concern at all. They spent a lot of development time minimising the vibrations from this big, huge V-twin. It's even got oil temperature, this, which is really nice. I'm someone who likes to warm my bike up thoroughly before I ever give it any stick, and you never know, if you're lucky these days your bike has a water temperature gauge. Nothing I've ridden recently has an oil temperature gauge. Well, this does, so you know exactly when your bike is warm. I'd rather have an oil temperature gauge to a water temperature gauge. Suspension, okay, it's not Olin standard, but it is really nice. It's quite soft, but this is a road bike. You want a bit of comfort. The whole thing about this is it's comfortable. This is why this bike is a winner, because you have comfort and you have performance. And I think if the suspension was harder, you would be sacrificing that. Oh, jeez. Stunned silence at the pure brutality of this machine. This thing handles like a supermoto. It reminds me of my 701. The riding position, the bar position, the whole sort of feel of the handling. Yes, it may be over 200 kilos this wet, but the way they've disguised that weight, it really has a supermoto feel to it. The way it turns in, I want to get on the back brake and start backing it in. I've turned off the anti-wheelie now and it's fine. Obviously first and second and third and a bit of fourth. You've got to be careful. You have to think very carefully before you do turn the wheelie control off on a bike like this. Should I put it back on? Nah. Because there's no power band as such, it's just instant pull. It's really deceptive how fast you're going, and if that speedo is to be believed, my license could be in jeopardy. Oh dear, it's time for a coffee already.